Welcome to the Jan Podcast, Season 2, Episode 21. I'm your host, Jan. How's everybody doing? I realize I have all my black lights on because I don't do video, so I'm doing video, but I'm not releasing any video. Fuck that. And I'm wearing I like to put all my black lights on in my room, but I'm wearing a work shirt that's neon green and it's so bright it's giving me a neon green beard from a reflection. Pretty funny. I'm like, fuck. Yeah, there's no getting rid of that one. And this is why we don't do video. See? This is why. This is for your safety, okay? Stutter's dead. It's for your safety. I have a pee today. It happened to me on the way home and I wanted to get out of my car and slap a hoe, but it is what it is. So I'm driving behind this car, and they're already a timid driver, and I dislike that because if you're that timid where you're literally causing traffic issues, you should get the hell out of the car and let someone else drive. But I digress. No, this car, we're coming up to a light, right? And the light changes yellow, and the car's tires are maybe I don't know, 10 feet from the line to stop. So it should have gone through the yellow, right? No, he fucking slams his brakes on, and I damn near fucking rear-ended him because I was anticipating him going through it like a normal fucking person would. Yeah, and I was going to stop for the yellow, but I can't stop when there's a full car distance now in front of me. It just sucked. It was like this person's not being aware of anything around them other than their own fear of going through a yellow light or whatever. It's they don't understand. They cause more trouble by being afraid. If you're just oblivious, then you need to get off the road because it's not time to be oblivious. You need to pay attention. Like I like to lecture. Yeah, now. So let's see how funny. I marked off all my notes, and I usually put what order I kind of want to talk about stuff in, and I just realized I didn't give myself a second topic to start with. So we're just gonna skip 2 and go right to 3. How about that? Yeah. I was in the bathroom the other day at work, and I had just sat down, right? And we're girls, we have to sit down every fucking time, right? So I just sat down, and as soon as I did, I could hear someone come in the door. And for some reason, when I hear someone come in the door, it makes me pause. If I was going to pee, for some reason, my body goes whoop, and it stops. And I'm like, okay. And then I think, no, I need to pee to let them know that there's someone in here because I don't want them doing something stupid. You know what I mean? You never know. I don't want someone putting their ass up to the mirror or something when they think they're alone and they're not, right? Like I would have done the other day, yeah. But anyways, she comes in and she's washing her hands, and I'm trying to pee so that she can hear me, and my pee has gone stealth. Like it's hitting the water and not making a sound. It's just becoming one with the water. I'm like, no, I need you to be noisy like every other time. But no, it doesn't want to be noisy like every other time. It wants to just be stealthy, silent. I'm like, like stupid. Oh, man, I'm not the only one that struggles with shit though. Poor Chupa. My poor Chupa. She gets poop struggles due to me. She can poop fine, but the problem is when she plays with her toys, they roll around on the floor and they pick up my hair, and my hair's long. So she ends up ingesting my hair, right? And when she tries to poop, my hair is strung up in it. It's like a piece of tinsel in there. It makes her poop stick to her butt, and she'll come flying into the house, and she's just freaking out. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, oh no. I'll grab a paper towel and I'll go over and I'll pull it out of her butt. Ping! It's my hair. I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Chupa. I'm sorry you're eating all my fucking hair. So she's got bigger problems than I do. So I can't get on her too much if I find a random poop in another spot other than where it's supposed to be, because more than likely it's my fault. If you want to get technical. That's funny. Speaking of Chupa, I got this toy for her a while back. I think it's a Hearts toy. It's just this little ball, and it's slick, and it squeaked when I initially got it, and it's pretty good size for her mouth, and it must feel good to chomp down on it just over and over and over. It must feel really good on her teeth because she absolutely loves this toy. Well, we lost it. We can't find it. So I ordered another one, but what I thought was a little different, but it's the same goddamn thing, only this one's pink instead of green. Instead of slimy green ball, we play with slimy pink ball now. It's gross because her slobber on it, it's just nasty. I'm like, fuck yeah, I don't always want to play with slimy green ball or slimy pink ball, but I got her slimy pink ball last night, and I don't know what I was thinking. I gave her that fucking ball an hour before bedtime, and by the time it was bedtime, she was still in a fucking like just just running through the house and squeak, 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 and I was like, fuck me. What have I done? I'm like, maybe when we go to bed, she'll settle down, because sometimes she will. So we go to bed, and she brings it to bed. No lie. She's got on the bed. Squeak, squeak, squeak. I'm like, no, no, no. Squeak, 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 squeak. I'm like, oh my God, what the fuck have I done? So I'm chasing her around the room trying to grab that fucking thing. So I have to pretend I'm asleep, and she gets on the bed again, and she inches a little closer than she should. And I threw the sheets over her, and she ran and left it. And I grabbed it, and I put it up on the counter by, or the nightstand next to my bed. And I'm laying there, and I can feel her inching in, inching in, inching in. She's like on her belly, inchworming in to the counter to try to take the fucking ball. So she thinks I'm asleep, and she's like very carefully entering the no zone, right? She's like slowly going, slowly going. I turn around, I go, "What are you doing?" She's like, "Ah," and she runs off. So I realized at that point she was gonna try to sneak in there all goddamn night. So I opened up the drawer of it and I just threw it in and closed it, and she had no idea what it was. It took her like 10 minutes to look for it before she realized she couldn't see it. So she goes and she lays down and sleeps, and I'm like, thank God. Well, I get up earlier than I wanted to, and I'm like, ah, fuck it, I'll just give her a goddamn toy again. So I pull it out and I toss it down. She's freaking out again. She's running around. And I realized just how loud that fucking squeaker was in that thing. I mean, we're talking loud. I was like, oh, fuck, I'm going to wake up the neighbors. I'm like, oh my God. So I'm chasing her through the house. She's like, ah, fuck me. So finally, I just give up, and I'm like, fuck, there's nothing I can do. She's just gonna squeak that fucking thing. And then I noticed it got a little quiet, and I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, oh, she must be playing with something else. I look in the living room. No, she's still playing with that damn thing. She's chomping away on it. She broke the squeaker. Yes! I've never been so fucking happy for a squeaker to be broken. I mean, I wouldn't have sabotaged it because she was really enjoying it, but I think she also enjoyed the fact that she destroyed it. So, yeah, but that was a fucking mistake. And then you make another mistake, and then you're like, fuck. And at that point, yeah, there ain't no going back. There ain't no going back. That's funny. I was catching some movies the other day, and I was watching some movies that I haven't watched them in a while. Sometimes I go on like little sprees where I'll watch, or binges, I don't know how you want to call it, but where I'll watch like all westerns one day, or all pirate movies, or I'll do that. It'll be all fantasy movies, all comedy, all Jackie Chan, all Jean-Claude Van Damme. I'll do that kind of stuff. The other day was John Wayne westerns. So I really only had time for two, and I watched the two that I would normally watch, that I watch on the regular. El Dorado, John Wayne, James Caan, Robert Mitchum. It's the same thing as Rio Bravo, which is the other movie that I watched. I enjoy both of them very much, but it's the same goddamn movie with just different people, and they switch it around a little bit. I mean, they claim that that's not true, but I mean, Rio Bravo was done in 1959, and that's with Ricky Nelson and Dean Martin. And I think his sidekick was Stumpy. It's Walter Brennan. Walter Brennan. He was actually a pretty big racist, but besides that, and that also had Angie Dickinson as his love interest, and she had to be like in her late 20s, early 30s, and he had to be like 50. So, I don't know. It's just kind of gross, but they're the same kind of movie, uh, but kind of mixed up a little bit. Like each one has someone that's an alcoholic that's trying to break their drinking habit. In El Dorado, it's the sheriff. In Rio Bravo, it's the deputy. And then in El Dorado, uh, James, or not James, but the Duke is he's like not a bounty hunter, but he's just like a troubleshooter, so to speak. Like if someone has problems, they can call him and he can help them get things fixed. Where in Rio Bravo, he's a sheriff. So I don't know. It was they're both good movies, but as I'm older now, and I'm a little more sensitive to the racism and the comments. And I can look past it because it's old and I can forgive them for being ignorant, but I don't necessarily like that shit. But I do enjoy watching some westerns. If it's not John Wayne, it's definitely gonna be Clint Eastwood. I love Eastwood's movies. But oh, hi Bueller, what are you doing? He's in my room. Okay. Um. So what was I gonna talk about? Oh yeah. When I was a kid, we in our first house before we moved, we had a park that was probably like 3 blocks. No, maybe 4 blocks away. Pretty big blocks though. It wasn't that far away. It was an easy bike ride there. Easy. Um, and we went there all the time. We freaking we were at that park all the time. And it was mostly grass and trees back then. There was just tons of grass and trees. And I remember they had this one tree that was really, really tall. And that was the tree I climbed to try to. When we were younger, we used to have the blimp would come over our fucking city all the time. It was in the Bay Area all the time. It would just go over the mountains and come into the valley and fly around. We'd just lose our shit. We're like, it's the blimp, it's the blimp. So it was like an event. You'd go chase the blimp and see if you could catch up to it and stuff. It was fun. Kind of like the spotlights. You go hit this, try to find out where the spotlights were. That was all good fun. You jump in the car and go have some stuff. At this park, they had a super, super tall tree. And I knew that the blimp was nearby. I couldn't see it, but I knew it was nearby. So I climbed that tree, and I climbed to the top of that tree, and it was swaying so hard in the wind. It was scaring the shit out of me, but I was determined to get to the top of that tree. And I got there. I got to the top, and I could actually see the blimp. It was like a whole city down. I was like, it's just a little blip right now, but it will be a blimp soon. Now it's just a blip. But yeah, that was fun. And I remember coming down, and then I think maybe a month later, they went through and fucking chopped half the trees out, and that was one of them. I was so sad. I was like, not that tree. But in the tree's defense, they put a soccer field there, and that ended up being where we practiced soccer all the time. That's where we held all of our practices, and any kind of anything we did was at that park. And the cool thing is right next to the park, Coca-Cola was right next to the park, and it was real small back then. It wasn't like bottling or anything. It was just distribution. And you could go into their office, and they had an old-fashioned Coke machine with glass bottles, and I think it was for 10 cents or some shit. You could put like 10 cents in. It was 10 cents or 25 cents. It was super cheap. And it would give you a glass Coca-Cola bottle, and and it was so good coming out of that glass bottle. I didn't like Coke, but I could drink it out of that glass bottle. It just made it better. I don't know what it was about the glass of the aluminum. And of course, nothing beats fountain, right? Because you can mix it however you like. If you like a heavy syrup, you're going to have a heavy syrup one. Some of the best drinks I've had were fountain drinks. I'm like, I don't know who primed this thing, but this thing's perfect. I love it. But yeah, that park, it really changed over the years. It got like less trees. There was always like there's still a lot of open grass out there, like not just where the soccer field is, but on the other side of like where all the play toys are in the bathroom. There's a huge open field of grass out there. So you could go out there and throw a frisbee in some distance. So I mean, it was always a great park. It was relatively safe. I mean, it was surrounded by the backs of homes and businesses. So there was always people out there doing things. Like I said, there was Coke right across the street from them. So it was a lot of fun. That park holds more memories for me than I can even imagine. And even after we moved to the second house, that's still where we always went for all of our practices and everything. It was our meeting place for our soccer team until we stopped playing. It was a lot of fun. So anyone that knows me and played soccer with me knows what park I'm talking about. I'm not necessarily going to be giving any park names, but yeah, it was a lot of fun though. It was a lot of fun. And that park, me and my sister we're in their bathroom didn't have any doors. It's just like the cement bricks, and you just kind of go in and sit down, and that's all that's all that separates you from the next stall is a cement wall and with no door or anything. So we'd always watch for each other, someone would pee and the other one would do the watching, and then you'd switch. So she was peeing and I was watching, and she kept asking me if I heard something. And I'm like, what do you mean? She goes, it sounds like a cat. And I'm like, a cat. And I go and I look, and sure as shit, there's a fucking cat in the tree. Not just a cat, like all her kittens are in the fucking tree with her. The cat and all her kittens are in a fucking tree. I was like, what the fuck? So my mom came over and we rescued the cats. So now you see where I get it. We rescued the cats and brought them home, and the mama cat was just starved. Like everything she had, she gave to her baby. She had nothing. She was skin and bones. And I think we lost a couple of the babies, but we saved her for sure because I kept her. She was mama cat. She was just a tabby cat. She was just the greatest cat, just sweet. She'd lay out in the sun till her fur turned orange. She was so funny. Her black fur would just turn orange. It was great. Uh-oh, speaking of Chupa, she's back there with her damn ball. Thank God it doesn't squeak. I'd be losing my shit right now. That's funny. But yeah, that park was pretty cool. You know, I just had my appointment with my girl doctor yesterday. And it turns out I'm doing exactly what I should have been doing anyway, so everything's good. I got to go for blood work today. I'm not happy about that, especially since I have to fast. And I have this fucking pizza in the fridge that I've been fucking dying to eat. God damn it. I've wanted some since this morning, and I knew I had to fast. I'm like, motherfucker, fuck your blood work. I'm just gonna, when I get back, I'm gonna fucking plow. I'm just gonna plow. I'm gonna eat that whole if I could hold it. My hands are so fucking arthritic right now. But yeah, so that's kind of, I'm feeling better. I'm on week 3, finished week 3, finishing week 3 of having the patch to help me. And I've noticed that it is making a difference. It's making a difference. I'm not nearly as achy as I was. My shoulders feel better. And I mean, if you've been listening to me, you know how long my fucking shoulders have been bugging me, like 7 months. Jesus Christ. Can't wait for that shit to be better. I just want to get back to a semblance of what I was and try to maintain that as long as I can. I need to change my diet. They recommend a Mediterranean diet, and I don't eat fish, or I don't really eat meat a lot. Maybe some chicken here and there, and maybe some bacon here and there, and that's about it. And honestly, I'd rather get rid of that. I'd rather eat soy. There she goes. I don't know how she can still manage to make noise with that, but she does. All right, well, that's about all I got. I had one more story, but I completely forgot to write it down or even what the hell it was, and I've been trying all day to recall it, and my brain's fogged. And still my body stops hurting. My brain is kind of pre-focused on that, you know what I mean? But this was fun. No, but the Westerns, I do like the old Westerns. I like the old movies. Some of them haven't aged well. How about that? Like some of our senators, they haven't aged well. No, they haven't. All right, well, I'm going to hit it. I got to get ready for my appointments so they can steal all my blood and put tracking devices in my blood. I heard some lady was going cuckoo talking about tracking devices in her blood. Oh, Lord. Lord help her. But yeah. All right, well, don't forget to adopt, don't shop. I almost said it backwards. Spay and neuter your pet, please. And try to have a good life. Try to have some faith that things are going to get better. And get up off your butt and help make it better. That's all I can say. All right. Talk to you later. Bye.